It started with my mum. She used to play the Atari, so she used to play Space Invaders at home. And I think that's actually how all of the kids got involved in gaming as well. We had all of the Nintendo consoles growing up. And I never thought when I was a kid that I could grow up and make those kinds of games too. I never saw it as a career. So actually to be doing something that I'm really passionate about today, it doesn't feel like I go to work every day. It feels like I'm going to do something I enjoy, which I think is the best part of my job. When I graduated, I started looking for a job because I was told it was really hard to get into the games industry, so I started going to networking events. And actually, the first networking event I went to was a Women in Games conference. It was a very small conference, and I actually met the head of Criterion Games at the time, who was doing a keynote there, and I sat down in front of her during this speed dating session where they were getting candidates to network, and I sat down and said, I want a job. And she said, okay, you've got 60 seconds to sell yourself. And in those 60 seconds, I gave her some spiel about how wonderful I was and why I wanted to go and work at EA. And actually, she gave me a job interview out of that. So I started working at Criterion, EA Games, back in 2011. I work at Dream Reality Interactive. We make VR and AR games. We released our first original IP at the end of last year, which was called Orbu, and that was on iOS, and that's an AR game. We've also been working on a VR experience featuring David Attenborough and the Natural History Museum in collaboration with Sky and Factory 42, and that's coming out very soon as well. And I'm the senior producer at that company, which means I look after all of the production, all of the teams, all of the projects, and oversee everything and help to run the studio as well. So there's no typical day for a producer. I guess there's a couple of things I do routinely on a morning, which involve, I have a stand-up with my team, I catch up with everybody, find out what everyone's up to, find out if there are any problems or issues, and then after that I could be doing various things. So some days I'm playing the build, reviewing it, giving feedback. Other days I'm doing planning with the team as well to figure out what we're going to be doing next, looking at our milestones, looking at our goals. Other days I might be in client meetings, chatting to the client about what they want from the game and trying to figure out how we go about establishing that and getting that from the product with the team we've got. So yeah, there's no typical day as a producer. You can be doing lots of different things and wearing many hats. I think the industry does recognise there's a problem with regards to a lack of diversity in the games industry, and I think we all need to be doing more to get the numbers up so that it's more representative of actually all of the people in the world. So right now there's a lot less women and there's a lot less people from ethnic minorities as well. And I think the industry has been working hard over the last few years to improve that, but there's still a lot more we can be doing. Because if you think about it, look at the global audiences that play games. It's not just white men anymore. You've got people from different backgrounds, whether that's Pakistani, Chinese, Indian, all sorts. And you also have so many women playing games as well that actually you get the best experiences when you have a diverse range of opinions. So if you've got a diverse team, it means you're going to have so much input from all of these different cultures and genders as well that you never would have thought of and you wouldn't get from just having a white male team. So I think it's really important that the industry does do more to get more diverse people into their teams as well, because actually you'll get a more diverse product which will appeal to a larger audience as well. I'm one of the vice chairs of BAME Games. That stands for Black, Asian and Minority Ethnic in Games. And what we do is try to celebrate, promote and encourage more diversity in games. So we do that through lots of different ways, but one thing we've started doing is monthly meetups where we promote this event to everybody. So it's not just for Black, Asian and Minority Ethnic, it's for Caucasian people. It doesn't really matter what your background is. But the point is that groups of people get together and we get to network, and also we have talks as well. So we celebrate, for instance, a particular speaker that might be working in the industry and might not be that renowned at the moment for what they do. So to actually show people there is this talent out here. And one thing we're also trying to do is get more involved with students and universities and colleges as well and get them to come to these events so that they can see role models just like them attending these events, making games, so that hopefully they'll aspire to be game developers one day too. If you're a young woman looking to get into games at the moment, I would say don't hesitate. I think there's some really great opportunities out here for you. And not to think of it as a boys' club. I think a lot of people will tell you that video games are just for boys, because that's what the norm has been all over these past few years. But actually that's not the case anymore. So come in, join the industry as a woman in games, and come and put your mark on games as well. And what you'll do is encourage more people just like you to get into games too.